Disclaimer. This article represents the opinions of the author. The content here should not be taken as legal advice. The content here is for informational purposes only, and because each person is so unique, consult your attorney for any legal questions. Views and opinions expressed in the article and website are the author's and do not represent that of Google LLC. While the author makes every effort to ensure that the information shared is accurate, any comments are welcome along with suggestions or correction of errors. This website or article should not be used in any legal capacity whatsoever as a basis for expert witness testimony. No guarantee is given regarding the accuracy of any statements or opinions made in the article or website. In no way does listening, reading, emailing, or interacting on social media with this content establish a attorney-client privilege relationship. Sedna CNY does not receive any money from any law firm.
Mask Transparency Act. Draconian bill signed and headed to a town near you. If you are not a media member, you can read this blog for free here. Note: infectious disease specialist Judy Stone wrote a detailed article on these mask bans, and if you want the meat and potatoes on the matter, you should head over there after you finish here, since I will only be focused on the lawful aspects of this issue. What we saw 2 days ago is an example of how this law gives a tool to law enforcement to see who is aiming to do good and who is aiming to do bad. IDF Israel Defense Force paratrooper, now Nassau County Legislature Mazi Melissa Philip told the Washington Post, speaking on the first person to be arrested under a new draconian bill signed August 15th in Nassau County. Westbury. Police stopped Weslin Omar Ramirez Castillo wearing black clothing and a black ski mask that covered his face, except for his eyes. The 18-year-old was arrested Sunday and arraigned Monday in Westbury District Court on a charge against the Mask Transparency Act, along with criminal possession of a weapon and obstructing governmental administration, according to Nassau County District Attorney Ann Donnelly's office. The bill makes it a misdemeanor for anyone 16 and older to wear face coverings unless they are for health, safety, religious, or celebratory reasons, though that distinction will be determined by local police. Police would also be able to require anyone using face coverings to remove them if an officer suspects they will break the law. It also gives businesses the right to prohibit masks on their premises. Violators could face up to a $1,000 fine and/or a year in jail. All 12 Republicans in the legislature voted in favor of the measure, and 7 Democrats abstained. The signers acted after New York's Governor Kathy Hochul said in June that she was considering a ban on face masks in the New York City subway system, with no specific plan being announced. Just a knee-jerk response to the rise in mask-wearing protesters. Delia DeRiggi-Whitten, the county legislature's Democratic leader, had called the law a blatant waste of taxpayer money and political theater. Critics say the ban poses a risk for those who want to peacefully protest while concealing their identities. Scott Banks, attorney-in-chief at the Legal Aid Society of Nassau County, which is representing Ramirez Castillo, declined to comment on the specifics of the case Wednesday, but said, "It appears unlikely the police had a constitutional basis to stop and detain Mr. Castillo for wearing a face mask under long-standing New York law and the state constitution." He said there's no basis to believe that the alleged wearing of a face mask, as alleged in this case, was intended to conceal identity or purported criminal behavior which the Nassau law is intended to deter, and if simply wearing the mask was the basis of the stop. There's certainly a strong reason to conclude it was unlawful under New York law, he wrote in an email. Incidentally, although the bill is not in line with the U.S. Constitution, expect this to show up where you live. Consequently, Disability Rights of New York, a group that advocates for people with disabilities, also recognizes the Constitution and filed a legal challenge Thursday, August 22, arguing in a class action lawsuit against Nassau County alleging the ban violates federal law and discriminates against people with disabilities. Federal class action lawsuit seeks a temporary restraining order and preliminary injunction to immediately stop enforcement of the ban. The ban is against the First Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, along with all complaints stated in the class action suit. Also, several articles of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights.